guys. How's everybody doing tonight? Alright, let me just look over these settings, make sure everything looks nice. So, for anybody who isn't already aware, if you haven't been surfing around YouTube within the last approximately, 2 hours or so, the whole site got borked. I have no idea why. The whole site just crashed. Like, it started out as, it was pretty wild. It started out as really heavy lag, which at first didn't really affect me because my internet connection's really good. But I was in a couple of different streams. I was in about like 3 different streams at the time. And, I kind of interchanged between them as I started noticing things getting wild. And, there were some people who were like, hey, like, there's a lot of lag, there's a lot of buffering, and, and I stepped in those streams, and I was like, I don't see anything, like, nothing's going on, blah, blah, blah. People are like, it's pretty bad, and, I was like, whatever, man, just refresh the page, like, whatever. And then, individual streams started crashing, and, and then I was like, oh, well, now it's hitting me, I was in a couple of different streams. It started out, I was primarily focused in one stream, and it crashed. And I was like, oh, this is bad. There were error messages, and I was like, oh, well, it's probably just the one stream. So I went to the other streams, and they each individually crashed in relatively the same way. And I was like, oh, something is really bad going on. So I kind of reported in the streams that, they're crashing. Things are crashing. Things are getting crazy. Let them know. And I was like, but it's probably just streams. I've been on YouTube a couple of times where streams crash. And, or it'll be like a stream-wide crash kind of situation. And I was like, okay, well, no streams tonight, whatever. So I went and I started going to videos. And I was like, well, there's some videos I have to catch up on YouTube. So I started watching some videos, and then they crashed. Then the video started crashing, and I went to multiple different videos, and I was like, oh my god, like the videos are crashing. So then I went back to the streams that I was in, and I let them know. I was like, guys, it's not just the streams, the videos are crashing too. And then I left the streams again to go to the homepage, and then the whole homepage crashed. It was really bad. Everything on YouTube was crashing, and that stayed around for about, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Pretty bad. And originally, I was planning to have to skip a stream today. I was like, okay, well, I guess tonight's an anime night, so I left YouTube, and I went and watched a couple episodes of an anime. And then I came back to see how everything's doing, and it looks like everything kind of stabilized. So, and I was like, okay, well, things are stable, and I'm coming up right on the cusp of when I want to be able to stream. I don't really trust the idea that I can play a game tonight, because I was originally, legitimately, I was going to play Pokemon tonight. I was actually really excited because to get back into Pokemon, because I've gotten stuff set up on Pokemon where I'm going to be entering a new member into my team on Pokemon, and I really wanted to show you guys that. However, because Pokemon is an ongoing series on my channel, I didn't want those 2 hours to be interrupted by crashing and buffering and craziness and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, even though everything seems to be stable now, I still don't trust it. And I was like, I'll just save the gaming for tomorrow night or something. But I still wanted to stream, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just set up a lounge stream. We'll kind of test the water. If we continue to have any, crashing or buffering or whatever, I don't mind if, my lounge stream crashes. I love hanging out with you guys. I do take these seriously. They are a lot of fun for me, and I do enjoy them. But I will feel less bad if a lounge stream crashes versus, like a Pokemon stream, which is part of a series, or whatever kind of gaming stream I might be doing that needs continuity, and if it crashes, I'd be very sad. So, Let's see who's all in here. We got Rathawood, we got Maz, it looks like Fajuk just walked in. Glad to see you guys, glad to have you here. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Hopefully the stream won't bork out on us. I'll be really sad if it does. But at the same time, I did plan to, you know, deal with the fact that maybe the stream might bork out. So hopefully it won't. Maz says that horror game you played last night made me jump so much. It was so good. That game was so good. I'm really excited to get back into that too. Like I said, I want to do more Pokemon first, so I'll probably do Pokemon tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday? So I might not be coming back to the horror game until, like, maybe next Sunday. So if you guys are excited to get back into that horror game, it might be a little bit of time. It'll probably be some time before we come back to that. Probably just 1 week, like just in like next Sunday or Monday. One of those 2 days, I'll probably come back to that horror game. It was impressive. It was impressive. I was very pleasantly surprised by how good that Stories Untold game is. So I'm pretty darn excited to get back into it. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Like the second game in that series was so vastly different. Like, I mean, it was still going with the text adventure style as the first game, which was very, very cool. But it was so vastly different from the first one that it was a totally different experience, and I'm actually really excited to get into the other two, which I assume will still be text adventures, but I assume they're going to have like a different spin on the text adventure previous to the other two. Let's see. Fajuk says, ditch Twitch to be here. Why, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. I appreciate you. Richard Lash, oh, damn. What's up, buddy? I have not seen you in a while, but I'm so happy to see you here, man. It's always a lot of fun when you come over and hang out with us. Seriously, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Man, I miss you. I have not seen you in a while. It's really cool to have you come back and hang out with us. Thank you so much for being here, Richard Lash. I appreciate you. He says, well. If it isn't the spicy sliver boy. Hey, absolutely. We miss you, buddy. I'm so glad to have you back in here. It's cool to see you coming in and hanging out. But yeah, good to see you, man. Yeah, it's been pretty interesting. These last few days have been really good. Like, really good. I mean, admittedly, I haven't been doing very much. I probably need to get out more. But I'm starting to accept the reality that, like, you know, my days are nights now, and my nights are days. So, you know, like, in the middle of the day where I could be out doing a bunch of different things and being amongst people and things like that, I'm sleeping. So yeah, and, you know, in the middle of the night, there's, you know, I can do things on my own, which is super rad, and I, like, you know, I love doing that. But, you know, nothing's open in the middle of the night, so I'm kind of just on my own doing my own thing, so, yeah. I'm kind of hoping that, that maybe at some point I'll get some new friends to spend time with in the middle of the night. I'm trying to get in touch with my best friend, and it's been a little tough. He's been having a rough time. The last time we were going to hang out, he was kind of sick, and that's okay. Totally understandable, because, you know, people get sick and it happens. And I tried contacting him this weekend. He didn't seem to be available, so that's fine too. But, you know, just trying to, I'm trying to make an effort to spend time with people, despite the fact that I have this crazy wonky late night schedule now. So, trying to stay active, trying to keep myself productive, trying to stream, get back into the habit of streaming regularly, except on the days that I work. And, I need to get back into video creation. That's something I really need to focus on again. Like I said, the whole fact that I have this new schedule has made it a little tough for me to be able to organize my time properly, to be able to do, you know, video editing and video creation and things like that. So that's something I'm still kind of adjusting in my schedule to get it right. So, Matt says my hubby snuck in and grabbed my hips from behind during the game, and I screamed so loud till he just said it was me. That game is scary, right? Well, that game was so surprisingly scary. Like, it was so good. You got really into that horror game. Yeah, it's so good. I definitely have been trying to keep my eye on some good horror games, and like I said, I feel like I got really lucky with that one. I had been tracking it for a while, like I was waiting for it to go on sale, and when it had that amazing sale, I was like, I have to buy this. This game looks amazing. I gotta play it. So, and I feel like I got really lucky. I feel like I picked a really good one. So, I'm really excited to get back into it for sure. But it'll probably be, I probably won't be able to get back into it until either next Sunday or next Monday. It just kind of depends. Hey Zoo, what's up, girlfriend? How you doing? Good to see you here. Glad to have you coming in and hanging out with us. Richard says, I just recently beat my friends into submission with my sliver deck. Damn. Still rocking those slivers, huh, buddy? Yeah, I mean, I have not played Magic in... I don't think I've played Magic since, like, January? I think that was the last time I played Magic. I'm really not into it anymore. You guys have heard me say 1,000 times, like, I can't stand Magic. I can't stand it anymore. It drives me insane. Let's see, Fajuk says, Fajuk tends to be awake, from 1 to 2, till 1 to 2 a.m. Mountain Time Zone, or working till 6 a.m. Okay. And Fajuk is giving Richard the business about how slivers are annoying. They are. They suck. I mean, like, here's the thing. I used to be a fan of slivers when I was, like, a kid. Because, you know, they're easy and they kick ass and they don't require tons of concentration. No commentary on Richard Lash. Like, Richard Lash, you do whatever you want. I'm sure you're a very smart boy and you have very clever strategies and you do whatever you want to do, and that's totally fine. I don't like slivers. I thought slivers were really cool when I was a kid. I collected a bunch of them. That's how I got my hands on Sliver Queen back in the day, because I was a kid who thought they were cool. Now I don't care. I don't care. Richard playing with Eldrazi, very nice. Yeah, I don't know. I did hear that they're doing, like, a Phyrexian text Eldrazi secret lair soon, and it's like, don't get me wrong, like, I love the Phyrexians, and I think that cards with Phyrexian text on them are super duper cool, but I don't like Magic, so forget it. Like, I'm trying to, like, stay in line about it, because it's like, because I know that if I buy Magic cards, like, I'm going to feel bad about it. Like, it's like, oh, I'm supporting a company I hate to, like, buy cards for a game that I don't play anymore. Like, I don't want to do it. Zoo, why are you in so much pain, girl? What's going on? Are you hurting tonight? What's going on, girl? Fajuk says, I will fight you because slivers are not the best. There you go. Take him down a peg. Take him down a peg. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really have any particular topics. I just figured I would kind of chat with you guys and see whatever comes up. But, you know, YouTube's been pretty interesting. I am wanting to... There's some ideas that I have in mind. But it's just been, like, I don't know, like, how to fit them into my schedule currently, because I'm still getting used to it. Today I slept in really late, which was not good. But I'm starting to realize, like, when I sleep in really late, it's usually equal to the amount of time that I would go to bed. So, like, for example, this morning, I stayed up super duper early. Like, late. So, like, normally I try to get in bed by 8 a.m., latest 9. And today, I got into bed at, like, 11. And because of that, I didn't get up until 7 p.m. 7 p.m., which is not good. But it's always equal to that. Like, for example, if I go to bed at, like, 10 a.m., I wake up at 6 p.m., And like if I go to bed at like 9 a.m., I wake up at 5 p.m. And if I go to bed at 8 a.m., I wake up at 4 p.m. And like that's where I'm trying to stay in line. I'm trying to like go to bed at 8 a.m. so that I can get up by 4 p.m. And so like I have kind of like set that up as like my amount of time that I need to be able to sleep for. And I'm definitely seeing some consistency. So if I, you know, stay up later in the morning, if I stay up later in the morning, I can clearly see that I'm waking up to the equivalent time that, you know, I would be asleep for. So that means that my brain has definitely set up a particular amount of hours that I need to be asleep for. But I just need to remind myself that I have to go to bed at a specific time so that I can get up by the equivalent time afterwards. So let's see here. Zoo says Shark Week twisted ankle bursta on my wrist and my shoulders are sore and tense. That's not good, girl. Damn. You gotta relax and take it easy and take care of yourself, girl. Damn. Hope you feel better though. I hope you have a quick recovery because that sounds really not fun. Take it easy, girlfriend. Damn. Fajuk says that doesn't make them the best. Oh, still talking about slivers. Okay. Maz says yikes to Zoo. Yeah, that seems really not fun. I hope you have a quick recovery, Zoo. I really do. Let's see. Richard says he's 30k in the world on COD Zombies. Nice. I don't play COD Zombies, but I've noticed that a lot of people have been getting into it. I think a while ago there were a couple of streamers that I watched that were really, really into it. Like they played I think they played for like 3 or 4 hours of just like Call of Duty Zombies and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, I'm impressed that that's still a really popular thing that people are coming back to. Like that's surprising to me. Zoo says, at least I've been productive today? Question mark? I mean, like, the thing is like, being productive is good, but, like, if you are hurting, girl, like, you need to rest. You need to take it easy, and you need to take a break, and you need to rest. I do that, too. Like, I have days where, I'm super hurting, and I'm like, I would love to stream or make a video, but I am hurting so bad today, I gotta stop. Like, I gotta like, you know, take it. Like, I remember, like, there were a couple times where I would really want to stream and I was hurting super bad, and I was like, well, I'll do a secret stream because I'm hurting. And, like, you know, that's cool and all, but at the same time, like, then I'm hurting on camera, which is kind of, like, not super amazing. Like, I hate, you know, trying to be productive when I'm hurting. That's not good, because it slows down everything. It makes you, like, it makes you feel miserable, and then you feel like you're like, oh, I gotta do this, but I'm hurting so bad. Like, you know, it's not, you know, if you need a day off, you gotta take the day off and relax, you know? Fajuk says, wish I didn't work all shifts except morning. You mean you're like up at like all times of the day for different shifts or something like that? That's pretty wild if that's the case. I'm not talking about slivers no more. No more slivers. You can talk about slivers. That's totally fine. Like, it's fine. Like I said, like, I'm trying to make this effort to just not be magic oriented much anymore. Like, straight up. Because, like, the thing is like, it makes me miserable. Like, talking about magic and Wizards of the Coast makes me miserable. So I'm on a regular basis trying to make an effort to stay away from it. So you can talk about it in the chat, but just keep in mind, if you're wondering why I'm avoiding reading your comments, it's because I don't want to talk about magic. So, but you can talk about magic, it's fine. You do you. It's all good. You talk about whatever you want in the chat log. Let's see. Zeus says, my wrist has been killing me for a few days now. I really need to remember to ice it. I have twice a day. Well, get on that, girl. Damn. Gotta take care of yourself. Like just leave yourself some time, relax, don't do anything, just like sit back and be a couch potato and like take care of your wounds and just vegetate in front of like your favorite like shows or YouTube or whatever it is you're doing. Like, You know, just have some time to yourself to recover, because like everybody needs it, you know. Like it does feel lame when you like are like the worst feeling is when you feel like you need to be productive and you can't be productive. But the thing is you have to be able to be comfortable with taking that time for yourself and just be like, well, yeah, I lost a day of productivity, but at least, like, the idea is that when you skip a day of productivity to take care of your well-being, that's better than forcing yourself to be productive while in pain and then also extending that pain for another day or two because you refuse to take the day off and take care of yourself. So it's like, it's better to have one day where you're doing nothing and not productive, you know, than to have 3 days where you're being productive but you're also in extreme pain, and thus the quality of whatever you're being productive is not as good. So, you know, like I kind of grew up with, you know, my father used to always say, like, if you're sick, you need to take the day off. Like, don't force yourself to, like, go out and do things and be productive, because you're gonna do a shit job of being productive when you're sick or not feeling well or in pain. And then you're also going to extend that period of time because you're forcing yourself to do things, you know? Maz says, I got an ulcer, I'm still recovering, but the puking is getting less and less, mostly on liquid diet, eating all Jello over a week now. That sucks. I have heard the whole ulcer adventure multiple times from you on Discord, as well as in the... Oh, that was the music. I was like, oh my god, what was that sound? I'm not playing a horror game right now. What the hell is going on? Make sure you take care of yourself, Maz. I know it's been pretty miserable for you lately, but you're gonna get through it, and you know, when you get over it, you're gonna forget about it, you know, and things are gonna be better. So I wish you the best. Zeus says, I gotta help catch up the office so we don't scare a new potential employee, which will help take some of the stress away later. There you go. I hope it works out for you. I really do. I just want people to take care of themselves. Like, you know, like, I try to make a great effort to take care of myself when I'm not feeling good or if I'm in pain. And I, you know, hope that everybody else does the same thing as well. Like, you gotta watch out for your health, and you know, if you're hurting, take care of yourself, you know? Fajuk says, I work mid-afternoon, afternoon, and overnights. Ah, so you have like a wide range. That's what I thought. You kind of have a wide range of different times for different schedules and stuff like that. Not even do Minecraft? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I might do like a Minecraft and chill stream. I don't know. I feel like maybe I might do that. We'll see. I finished that building I was working on last night, though. But I figured that's fine because, like I said, because the streams are not a series, you know, the Minecraft and chill stuff is just temporary. Like, I do it on the spot. It's kind of late at night when there's, like, less people coming around. Even though yesterday, I gotta say, yesterday's Minecraft and chill stream did really well. I had, like, 4 or 5 brand new people walk in and be like, hey, what's up? I want to hang out. And I was like, whoa, what's up? Like, come on in and chill. Every once in a while, like, it doesn't happen that often, but sometimes the algorithm on YouTube gets super nice to me. And it'll just be like, here's, like, a recommendation for, like, 6 new people that would otherwise not be here. And it's like, cool! And I even got a new subscriber out of that, which was really awesome, too. 3 people walked in and said they were subscribing, but I only got 1 subscriber. But that's okay. That's okay. It's totally fine. It's a slow growth process, you know, like, and I'm totally fine with that, and I like the pace that I'm going at, and you know, the subscribers come in and they hang out, and you know, they want to contribute, and you know, that's totally fine. It's all good. But yeah, yesterday's Minecraft and chill, despite the fact that it was like a temporary stream, like I said, I like the idea of doing those just for fun and then killing them at the end. But it went really well. Like, I had a bunch of people coming in and hanging out, and faces that I'd never seen before, which was super nice. And I got to do whatever I wanted, which was really cool. I like that feeling. I like the idea that I don't have to, you know, get a ton of things done because it's going to be a video that's going to stay on the channel. So I could just do whatever I feel like, talk about whatever I feel like, and then delete the stream at the end, which is really, really nice. So maybe I will do another thing like that. Maybe I might do another thing like that. I just realized, Zoo, if you mentioned, like, not even do Minecraft as in, like, take a sick day and, yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Well, the thing is, like, I would say go ahead and play Minecraft, but if your wrist is hurting, because I think you mentioned that it's your wrist that hurts, I'd be careful with that. Like, you know, like, if your wrist is hurting, you might not want to play Minecraft because you'd be on the keyboard, you know, and that might affect your wrist. So, sorry that I made that about me right there, but for a second there. But if you were talking about playing games because you're, you know, taking a day off, I would say go for it. But if your wrist is in pain, then maybe not. So it just depends how you're feeling, you know. Maz is still talking about her ulcer. Excuse me, by the way. Oh, that's gross. No, that's gross, Maz. That's gross. Damn, Maz, that's gross. That's gross. I do hope you feel better, though. Seriously. Take it easy, girl. Zoo says, yeah, like I said, I'm sorry that I made that about me. I realized after I had mentioned talking about the Minecraft stream yesterday, I was like, oh, she probably meant, like, I want to play Minecraft, but I'm in pain. So I'm sorry about that, Zoo. I know what you mean now. Yeah, last night's stream was awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Zoo says, I liked Ocean. Yeah, I think Ocean was my new subscriber, which was really cool. The other people, like, there was one person who came in who was like, I'm subscribing now. And it's like, okay, cool. And then they didn't subscribe, which is fine. And then there was a person who's like, I'll give you a subscribe if you subscribe to me. And I was like, I'm just going to ignore you. Like, you can subscribe if you genuinely want to enjoy my content and you're having a good time here and you want to subscribe, please subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. If you come in and you're trying to sell me a subscription to your channel by subscribing to mine, I don't play that way. I don't play that way. So, you can choose to subscribe and enjoy my content, and that's fine. Just because you subscribe to me doesn't mean I'm going to subscribe back to you, okay? Like, I'm sorry, that's not how it works. Like, I'll subscribe to you if you're entertaining. Like, you know, if you're genuinely an entertaining person that makes content that I would like to regularly consume, then yeah, I'll subscribe to you, but I'm not gonna sell you, you know, I'm not gonna sell you my subscription by taking your subscription as well. I don't do that. That's not how I roll. But yeah, Ocean was the new subscriber to my channel, and they seemed really, really chill and just wanted to have a good time and hang out. So that's really cool, and I do hope that that new subscriber comes back on a regular basis and chills with us, because they seemed really cool. They seemed like a person who would really fit into the community that I have going on here, so that's really awesome. But Fajuk missed an awesome stream. Yeah, I might do another one tonight. Because I've definitely been feeling that Minecraft play. And I like the idea. I'm kind of getting used to the idea of doing the Minecraft streams that are, if you're here, then you're here and you get to enjoy it, and then afterwards it's gone forever. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And I've done 2 of them so far. The first one was just pretty average, but I did have a bunch of people come in and hang out, which was really cool. The second one, which was last night, did crazy good. I had like 6 people who'd never been in my streams before come in and hang out, which was really nice. So I guess the algorithm liked it. I don't know what it is about that stream that the algorithm liked. I try to understand how the algorithm functions, and it surprises me sometimes. Sometimes I never know why it's going to recommend one stream or one video over another. Like, I have one video that's been really successful lately, and I still don't understand why it's being so successful. It's really weird to me. I tried to kind of capitalize on it and reproduce the results, and I haven't been able to. So, and then like I said, like, that stream last night did really good. I don't know why. Like, and I deleted it too. So, like, I even debated. I was like, this did really well. Should I delete this? And I was like, no, I'm sticking by my choice. I made the choice to do these streams in the way that I would delete them at the end. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to delete it at the end, and there's no going back. So that's what I did. But yeah, it was a good time. We had a good time. We were just hanging out, playing Minecraft, listening to music like this, and I was building a mining bunker, which is, I finished it. So I'll probably show it to you if I end up doing a stream for that tonight. Let's see. Maz says on Tindamax, which is a strong antibiotic, hate taking it, but take it because I need to. Well, you do what you gotta do, girl. You gotta take care of yourself, you know? You take those meds. Been thinking of doing a Twitch stream. Fajuk, do it. Do a Twitch stream. Go, like, I always say, like, my thing is, I always kind of, like, say to people the same thing that was told to me when I first thought about wanting to do a stream, which was, I always give shout-outs to Mike Hatcher, because he's been one of the biggest influences on me getting involved in YouTube in the way that I do it. When I one time was, like, in the very beginning of my channel, when I was first thinking about doing streams and recording videos, I went to Mike Hatcher and I was like, Mike, like, I'm thinking about, you know, streaming and doing videos. And he basically said to me, he was like, if you think that you might want to do streaming or create videos, you owe it to yourself to do it at least once. Like, just to see what it's like. Because the thing is like, if you never make the leap to do it, then you're never gonna know if you actually enjoy doing it or not. And then if you do it once and you realize, you know, this isn't really for me, you know, like, I don't really like doing this, then at least you gave yourself the opportunity to make that decision, you know? So, like, and I try to kind of, like, tell that to other people who say the same thing, which is basically, Fajuk, if you think that you want to do a stream, you owe it to yourself to do it. And that way you can figure out if you want to do it on a regular basis or not. And if you don't, at least you know, have the ability to make that choice because you now know what the experience is like. So if you want to stream or make videos, go and do it, dude. Like, you owe it to yourself to do it. Ratherwood says, oh yeah, sub for sub is BS. It is. That's why I don't do it. It's like, no. Like, no. Like, I look at it as like, you know, this is a platform for entertainment. So, like, if people come into my channel and they want to be entertained and they watch what I'm doing and they're entertained, then I would hope that they would be interested in subscribing because they're interested in being entertained by me. You know what I mean? It's not like it's some kind of, like, well, I mean, it kind of is a transaction, but it's not like as if, like, you know, I'm only subscribing to you because you're subscribed to me. Like, that's not how I feel about it. Like, I don't feel like I owe anybody anything, and they shouldn't feel like that they owe me for anything, you know? Like, it's just like, if you like this, then join the group. Like, you know, we're building a pretty nice community here. Like, we all have a bunch of chill people that come in and hang out and chat with each other and have a good time. And we all, you know, you guys all like watching me do the things that I do, and the community's fun. And like, if you want to be a part of that, then cool. Like, if you want to be a part of, like, this community and, you know, hang out with the cool peeps that come in and hang out and watch me play games or watch me talk about whatever it is that's on my mind, like, awesome. Subscribe and have a good time, like, seriously. But I'm not gonna, like, accept subscriptions because I'm choosing to subscribe to those people. Like, that's lame. That's really lame, you know? So I'm not gonna do that. Fajuk has subscribed to me for, subscribed to you on 2 or 3 channels. Oh, that's really, thank you, Fajuk. I mean, I don't know if you want to openly say that, but I appreciate that. Thank you so much for all the support you give. Thank you so much. Because I mean, if YouTube sees something like that, they might get a little mad. But I appreciate it. I really do. I know that there's a couple of people who've told me that they have multiple channels that they use that are all subscribed to me. And most of the time when they tell me about it, they say, oh, it's because like when I'm on my work computer, I have to use this channel instead of my main channel. Therefore, I'm subscribed on that channel. And I'm like, that makes sense. Like, you know, you want to come and enjoy the content, but you're forced to use a different channel name because of so-and-so reasons, like business related or, you know, different housing or different, you know, whatever. Like, I get that. So it's all good. It's all good. And I totally understand why that works the way that... Oh, looks like Fajuk got a little nervous and deleted the message. That's super funny. Oh, Maz did it. Maz did it. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just like, because sometimes like YouTube will get on your case about that kind of stuff, and they'll be like, oh well, because like for example, like YouTube has a bot problem where like people will make bots with fake channels and then use that to like mass subscribe to a particular channel or mass downvote a particular channel or whatever, you know. So like YouTube tries to stay on top of that, and sometimes they consider like people who are, you know, using multiple like channels for that reason. So you got to be careful with that stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and say that, you know, you're doing it for reasons that are based on like, I can't always be on the same creator channel, or I can't always be on the same watching channel. And usually that's okay. Like, for example, like I have multiple channels. I do. I have this channel, which is pretty much what I do everything on. But I also have a private, like, viewing channel, which I use to kind of, like, view things on my own outside of my own channel. I pretty much use this channel for everything, but sometimes, on a very rare case, I use the other channel. Most of the time, it's in relation to what computer I'm using, or, like, what, you know, router I'm using, or something like that. And that's usually okay. I mean, it's practically the same thing as, you know, a content creator having like 3 different channels because they're doing 3 different kinds of content for 3 different channels or something. So it's all pretty legitimate, you know, like it's not a big deal. But, you know, like if you're like when you start stating stuff like I do it like, you know, to support one channel thoroughly, you know, it's like, you might be getting into some sketchy stuff there. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. But, you know, just be safe, peeps. I appreciate that, Fajuk. Thank you for thinking I'm so awesome that you want to subscribe to me so much. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Mass says, if Cinder and Stay and Crash and everybody else in Cinder stream that one night told me to get checked, and wow, glad I did. The doctors told me if I waited till morning, it would be a lot worse. Yeah, that's good. I don't know if I was in, I assume I don't think I was in that stream, so I don't recall that. But, oh, that's right. I wouldn't have been in that stream because I've been working on most of Cinder streams. I usually get to hang out for, like, the first, like, 30 minutes of Cinder Shadow streams, but then I have to go to work, so... Which really kind of sucks that, me and Cinder Shadow's schedules are so disconnected now. We don't really get to do much together anymore, so maybe someday that'll change. But for right now, me and Cinder are running off of 2 completely different schedules, so we don't get to hang out very much as we used to. Ratherwood says, the algorithm likes the Minecraft world. It's true. Minecraft is probably one of the most successful things in YouTube's algorithm, for sure. So I guess I don't know. Sometimes, like, my Minecraft stuff doesn't get some of my Minecraft stuff gets, you know, like, people really like it. Sometimes it doesn't do very well. It just kind of really depends how the algorithm is feeling any one particular night. Or how my fan base is feeling, I guess. Mass was in the intensive care for a bit. Yeah, it sucks. I hope you get through it, girl. Re-listen to my interview with you. I know your advice. There you go. I hope that helps, homie. I'm glad. That interview was really fun, so I'm glad we got to do that together. Maz is doing Fajuk a favor by deleting the message. I noticed that earlier. You have a spicy ghost sock account. I guess. I mean, it's not really like it's like this big secret thing. It was, to be honest, I didn't even originally create the extra channel. Google made it for me. Like, it was really weird. Google just was like, here's another YouTube channel for you to use. And I was like, okay, whatever. You went through all the trouble to like make it for me. I might as well use it, you know. So whatever. Mr. Ghost Pepper alt identity. There you go. I don't know if anybody knows about my second account. I don't really use it that often. The main thing that I was using it for a period of time was my monitor, my main monitor that I use. It's like a computer monitor. It's like a smart TV, so it connects to the internet and all that. And it was using that YouTube account to go onto YouTube, and it refused to let me use this channel because this channel's a creator channel, and the other one is just a viewing channel. So it basically was like, we won't use your creator channel on the smart TV because you don't have the smart TV doesn't have like the hardware and capabilities to be able to create content on YouTube. So they forcefully made me use my alternate account on the smart TV. Ratherwood says I'm using my real alias. There you go. Yeah, it's I don't know. I kind of like stick to this channel for everything, I guess. I don't know. I guess I could probably set up more channels if I really want to. In fact, actually, my dad was telling me that I should think about making more channels, or at least a secondary channel for alternate things, you know. But the thing is like, I don't have a focus for this channel, and if I ever do come up with an actual focus for this channel, then maybe after that occurs, I would make another channel for doing whatever I feel like. But right now, like, this channel's kind of everything to me. I just feel like it's like, this is like my social media page. You know, like, I just kind of do whatever I feel like here. It's really nice. And you guys get to enjoy it alongside of me, so that's really cool. And I just don't really have a particular reason for having to make alternate channels yet. That's, like, maybe someday. I don't know. I did kind of want to, like, go the route of trying to, like, do more anime-based content. But that's been kind of tough because, like I said, the schedule's been weird, and I want to reorganize, like, really reorganize, like, how I'm creating content on the channel, like videos and things like that. So that's been kind of delaying me on making, God, my nose is itchy. I need to shave, that's the problem. Look at this insane mustache. It's ridiculous. This needs to come off. This all, just wipe it all off of my face, you know? I just need to take all of it off. It all needs to go. But yeah, I want to get into... I have to pay my bills, and once I get comfortable with paying all my bills and making sure that's all set up, I'll be looking into buying some new software to start recording higher quality videos and things like that. So I promise that's like actually like a major focus right now for the channel. So like I'm basically saving money. I'm really grateful to the donations that get sent to me because that's all being pooled towards the money that I'm going to use to buy the software that I need to make higher quality videos. So I remember the other night, like, Rebecca was sending me really, like, very generous donations, and I went ahead and told her, like, I greatly appreciate it because it's being used for the purpose of buying the new software that I need to improve the channel. I also just recently got some more money to buy some new equipment for the channel as well, and because it was my birthday, I got sent some money, which was very nice. And I'm probably going to use that money to... I actually will probably look, because it's Amazon. So, like, I got sent some money for my birthday for Amazon. And I'm going to see if I can somehow use that to buy the software I need. But I get the impression that the software I need is just digital content that I download from the website, which means there's no purpose to me trying to find it on Amazon. So I might just use that money to just buy new equipment. Like, for example, the camera's fine, but what you guys can't see is what the camera is on. This stand here, I'm kind of flicking it and it's a little shaky. This camera stand needs to be replaced. So I'm thinking about using some of that money to buy like a new camera stand, maybe buy like a new buy a new like stand for the microphone, so that things can get a little nicer, a little more convenient. This stand for this camera, it's working, but these like it started having some problems a couple months ago, and I'm kind of having to like tackle those problems each time I stream. It's mostly making sure that the camera doesn't fall off and be all wonky. But if I can get my hands on a new camera stand, then that would be pretty spectacular, to be totally honest. So that's probably what I'm going to use that money for, is improving the equipment for the channel. It was really funny too, because I was actually talking to my sister the other day that, you know, because she sent me, I don't know if I already mentioned, my sissy sent me the money on Amazon for my birthday, which is super nice, and I love her for it. I mean, I love her no matter what she does, but, you know, I greatly appreciate the fact that she also sent me some money for my birthday. But I was telling her, I was like, in all honesty, like, I haven't been really interested in buying leisurely things for myself lately. I've been spending, every time I get money that's just like fun money or leisure money, I've been spending it on the channel. So, like, equipment and things like that. So, I went ahead and told her, I was like, thank you for the money, I'm probably going to spend it on the channel. And she's like, you can spend it however you want, I don't care. Like, so I was like, okay, well, thank you. It's going to be used for the channel. So yeah, there you go. Mr. Spicy Pants be a good name for an alternate Hobbs account. There you go, Maz. Maz is the MSP. I like that. Not to be confused with DSP. Best fake name is Wayne Kerr? Oh, I get it. You got me to say the thing. You did it. Good job. It took me a minute to realize what you're trying to say until after I said it. Zoo says, yeah, just counting blocks for building sizes hurts. I'm going to not do Minecraft. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, because you said, like, your wrist was in pain. I was like, I don't think you're going to be able to play much Minecraft, girl. Just, you know, chill. Just chill. Just, you know, hang out with me. Watch my beautiful content. See my sexy face. And, yeah, and then, you know, just kind of, like, hang out and watch some TV and relax, you know, because I've had days like that, too, like, where I've been really sick and I'm like, I can't even play a game because I can't concentrate, or I'm in so much pain that I can't play a game, so I'll just sit back and mindlessly watch whatever the hell is on my screen at the time, you know? Shave it on stream? Call the stream tilted a hairy situation? No. Nah, the thing is, so, I used to use an electric razor to shave, but the problem is that, like, razors can't, like electric razors specifically, I'm sure, like, a straight razor or a safety razor might be able to handle it better, but electric razors can't handle this. I feel like I've maybe talked about this. Guys, I have really thick hair. I have hair that grows incredibly fast, and it's very thick, and it's very coarse. So, like, my regular hair is like that, but also my mustache and beard hair is like that. I have to cut through this stuff with scissors. Like, no joke. Whenever I have to shave my mustache and my beard, I go at it with scissors. Because that's and like, it's crazy because this hair is so thick that when I cut it with scissors, it's like listening to, like, little crunchy sounds. That's how thick my hair is. It's terrible. Well, I mean, it's not terrible. Because I love my hair, I do. But man, it is some pretty intense stuff to cut through, like, let me tell you. And, like, I'm absolutely convinced that, like, my electric razor basically doesn't really work anymore because of how thick and coarse and intense this hair is. It's ridiculous. So, not really interested in shaving on stream. I don't think that's anything that's going to be happening anytime soon. But I do need to cut it off. Maybe I'll do it tonight. I think I said that, like, 2 days ago, too. It needs to come off. It's getting too crazy. It's making my nose itchy. It's tickling my lips. It's becoming a problem. So I'm gonna have to cut it off. Can't make any guarantees, but, you know, I should take care of it. And then you get to see my baby face. I mean, usually it's not really a baby face. Usually I cut it back just enough so it's like a shadow, you know? But I don't really ever completely 100% shave it off anymore. 'Cause like, it's weird. When my hair gets too long, it irritates my skin. But if I shave it all off, it irritates my skin. So, like, I have to kind of have this, like, comfortable medium middle area when it comes to my facial hair, you know? So, like, if I shave it back, like, close enough to be a shadow, but not completely shaved off 100%, it usually comes out just fine and it looks all right. So, you know. Must be a nightmare to have a mustache and beard. It can be. It can be sometimes, especially... Like, I mean, for a lot of people, it's pretty maintainable. Because it's just... It's like... It's weird. I have really weird hair genetics. So, I have really thick, coarse, curly hair. And the thing is that, like, I don't think you can really tell on the camera, but, my hair is primarily, it's mostly red. So, like, and you wouldn't be able to know, like, as a small child, I grew up as kind of like a strawberry blonde, and then it darkened as I got older. And then it turned into what my sister calls dirty dishwater blonde. So I have this kind of, like, gross, dark blonde color going on. But if you look at my mustache and beard, it's red. It's like a calico red color. And I have the weirdest mixture of hair color ever. So I have blonde hair, right? I have this dark blonde hair. I have a red mustache and a red beard. And I have white eyebrows. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that. My eyebrows are white. Like, they're white eyebrows. like bright white eyebrows. So, like, blonde hair, red mustache and red beard, white eyebrows. It's the weird... like, I can't explain it. I can't explain it at all. And, but it's all coarse and thick, and it grows really quick, and, yeah, it's just nuts. And my hair does whatever it feels like. Legitimately, my hair, it goes this way, it goes that way, it does whatever it damn well feels like. It's got a brain of its own. It's pretty wild. As a kid, you was a Shirley Temple. Yeah, I had kind of like almost pinkish hair, like almost pinkish, when I was very young, and then as I said, over time it darkened, and it kind of, like, from what I remember hearing, it started out as kind of more of a pinkish color, and then it lightened up to more of a blonde color, and then as I got older, it got darker and darker. So, but yeah, I do have a lot of, like, red coloration to my hair, and you can really, really see it in my beard and mustache. Like, that's where most of the red coloring you can definitely see. Still got some coffee. But yeah, and me and my sister, we used to, like, make fun of each other about the genetics that we have. And my sister was like, I'm so jealous you got all of the best hair genetics. She's like, like, you got all the best hair genetics. Like, you have the, like, so, because me and my sister, we look totally different when it comes to, like, face and hair. So, like, my dad has, like, straight... no, I'm sorry. My dad has straight black hair that's, like, thick. And my mother had thin, curly blonde hair, right? So my sister got the long, straight black hair, but it's thin. And I got the thick, curly blonde hair. It's, like, it's really wild. It's really weird. I guess, like, I don't know, I guess my sister's hair is not really, I guess it's not black. My dad and my sister are not black-haired. I think they're more brown. I think my dad is more of a brown color, but it's like a really dark shade of brown. And my sister is definitely a dark shade of brown as well. So, but yeah, my sister always used to say, you got all the best genetics when it comes to hair. And I'm like, shut up. And I usually come back at her about a different thing, about how she won in genetics. But I don't know if it's appropriate to say on stream, so I'm gonna leave it there. But yeah, I'm gonna hold off on the fun making from. That's kind of like a private joke that me and my sister have between each other. Because we used to fight over who got the best genetics as like teens, like, you know. And she always argues that I did the best, and I'm like, no, trust me. You've got some stuff that I clearly did not get to exploit. Oh man. So need to fix your hair, it's getting too long. Yeah, get it cut. I remember those photos you sent me of like when you did your hair really nice, and they looked good. They looked really good. You should get it done up, girl. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I overall did get pretty lucky in genetics in a lot of different ways, but I also got kind of unlucky about some things. Like, for example, like I've talked about the chest and breathing issues that I have. And also the fact that I can't really gain weight, so that really sucks. And I mean, I know there's plenty of people who are like, oh, like, that sounds so awful, can't gain weight. And it's like, trust me, it gets pretty bad sometimes. Like, there was once a period of time in my life where I was dangerously underweight. And my doctor, like, I went to see my doctor and he had me weighed, and he's like, you're at this really unhealthy underweight, and like, you need to gain weight, so I'm gonna put you on a special diet so that you can gain some weight. And then I went on that special diet for a short amount of time and gained a little bit of weight, and I've basically been able to maintain that weight ever since. I haven't weighed myself in years, but I just tell myself that it's fine. So I don't have a scale in the house, and I don't really go out of my way to try and weigh myself anymore, so because I don't care, I guess. I don't know. Zeus says, same, I might be able to get a haircut soon. There you go. Damn. 3 to 4 inches away from my high school hair length, which was to my hips. Damn. That's pretty long. That's pretty long. And that was from shoulder length hair with curls. Oh, okay. Curly hair gang, right? I like my curly hair. It's funny because, weirdly enough, I have this weird memory of when I was a kid. I hated my curly hair. I don't know why, but when I was a little kid, I used to think that my curly hair was really ugly. And it's weird because as I got older, I learned to love it. And I feel like I get a lot of compliments about it too. Like, people tell me that my curly hair looks really nice, and I think after having that positive reinforcement over time, I stopped hating my curly hair, and now I think it's awesome and I love it. So I don't feel bad about how I look, like, at all anymore. I used to hate how I looked when I was a kid, and I guess I kind of hated how I looked when I was an early teenager, and then I just got over it, you know? And I think that also the fact that I had a really good high school life helped with that. Like, you know, I had a lot of friends, hung out with lots of groups of people, did lots of fun things, you know, dated some nice ladies in high school, relatively nice ladies. And because of that, I think that really helped my my self-esteem about how I looked and how I appeared to others. So that's why I'm, as I am now, so comfortable with how I look and what I do. And I mean, sometimes I get, you know, low self-esteem about some things, but usually I get over it, you know? Like, I'm a pretty happy dude, and sometimes I get depressed here and there, but usually I just remind myself that I'll get over it, and usually that's exactly what happens. So, you know, I just don't think that it's too good to get too bent out of shape about my appearance at all or anything like that. Like, and sometimes there are some days where, you know, things are not as nice looking as usual, but but I mean, you know, it's not a big deal. So I try not to get all bent out of shape about it. My hair touching my upper leg right now, it passed my booty. Imagine the hours of brushing I need to keep knots out of it. Okay, so do you have like wavy hair? I thought your hair was straight, Mass. I mean, I assume it probably is, right? Because you can get knots in your hair no matter what kind of hair you have, right? I think that's the case. Usually what I do, so I don't like comb or brush my hair, but like you guys might be noticing that I kind of like run my fingers through my hair. I actually do that a lot of the time because my curly hair is so wild, it gets all tangled. So like every once in a while, I'll just kind of like run my fingers through my hair, and I can usually catch knots in my hair and then push them out with my fingers. So when you guys see me doing that sometimes, that's a lot of the time what I'm doing, is because that's actually a habit for me to kind of run my fingers through my hair and catch a knot and pull it out. Because I'm weird like that. I don't know. Finally found a good hair care routine before I dry brushed my curls/waves. Okay. Nice ladies or nicer ladies? In reference to talking about the decently nice ladies that I dated in high school, some of them were bad. It's like you know, like I dated some like I'm trying to like think. There were some ladies that I dated in high school that were pretty good ladies, and there was one that I remember in particular that was a really nice girl, and I was not a nice dude to her. I was not a good boyfriend to her. And I don't regret it, but like sometimes I feel a little bad when I reminisce on it, you know? But I also dated some ladies that were not very good to me. It's kind of like a give and take situation. Like there were some ladies there were a couple of ladies that were really nice girls, and I didn't treat them super well. And then there was also some ladies that I dated in high school that were not very good to me. So, you know, it's all, you know, it's, I don't know. Takes all kinds, I guess. I don't know. Growing up mixed is weird. Like, do you mean like with, when you say mixed, do you mean like mixed genetics or like mixed ethnicities, or... Because sometimes, like, if you come from, like, two different ethnic backgrounds, your genetics can get a little funkalicious sometimes, you know? So I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but, you know. Yeah, I don't know, it's... Oh, man. Growing up the way that I did has been definitely kind of an interesting adventure, for sure. I try not to hold too hard on things that happened in high school, but it's just weird to me to like think about like how many people talk about like how they really didn't enjoy high school or how rough high school was, and like I think back on it and I have like more fond memories than bad memories. There were some bad ones, sure, but I don't know, like I did all right. Like I had like good groups of friends. Like I wasn't really in bad with anybody. Like, I mean, I got into some fights here and there, but like I've never really had an experience while I was in high school where like it was like continuously bad or rough, or like I never got bullied. I never got beaten up on a regular basis. Like life was all right for me in high school. It was all right. And I mean, I wouldn't want to go back. Like I love, you know, my life now, you know, like I really do. I enjoy being an adult. I enjoy doing what I do. I like being the person that I am now. But high school was fine. It was fine. You know, so I don't regret it or hate it or look back on it poorly or anything like that. Let's see. Zeus says, I was the kid that looked like the little Mexican being drug around by a white woman. Multiracial. Got it. That makes sense. Good night, Fajuk. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. I greatly appreciate you coming in and chilling with us and all of your support. You give me so much wonderful support, and I greatly appreciate you, buddy. You're a good dude. You're a good dude at the core. I like having our chats in Discord, and that interview we did was really fun. So you're a good dude, Fajuk. Thank you so much for all the support you give me, and you have a great night, buddy. Maz says, I was a bad girl in my high school days. I treated my boyfriend as property, and I owned him and fought a lot and hazed the new kids and made fun of who I deemed a loser. I was such a bully. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I never felt like any particular girl owned me in high school because like I said, I had some girls that treated me bad, and like the moment that I found out they were treating me bad, like if it was that they were treating me bad so often that like I was just like, I'm not going to do this with you anymore. We're done. Or like I had a couple of girls that like cheated on me when I was in high school, and I was like, the moment that I found out they cheated on me, I'm like, we're done. Like we're not together anymore. We're done. And like I remember one of them like was really bent out of shape about it. Like one girl that I dated that cheated on me, like I told her we're done. And she was like, "All right, bye." And that was that. But there was one girl in particular that like she cheated on me, and I found out about it, and I was like, "I know you cheated on me, like we're done. Like it's over." And she was not having that. Like she was like, I don't want to say that she begged and pleaded for us to stay together, but we went through, well, actually, there was a third girl in there that cheated on me, and she also gave me a really bad time about when I told her that we were done. So there were two girls there were three girls total that cheated on me. One of them, when I told her that we were done, like, she was just like, all right, whatever, and then that was it. But there were two ladies that I remember specifically, and that's probably why I remember them so well, is because it was such a big mess of drama. There were two ladies that I dated, two different ones, at different times, obviously. I've actually never cheated on a girl in my entire life. But there were two girls that cheated on me, and I found out about it, and I told them we were done, and they would not leave me alone about it. There was one that was like calling me like every day for like a month to like, I don't want to say beg and plead, but you know, there was one girl who called me like every day for a month. And she also, I remember like, because I would like always like hang up on her calls, like I wouldn't even pick them up. She got to a point of where she sent me a letter. She sent me a letter, like a formal like letter in the mail, trying to get in touch with me and you know, things. And then the other girl that I remember really well, it was so weird. She first of all called me a bunch of times during 1 month, and I refused all of her calls. And then she would text me every other day, and I would not respond to any of her texts. And I remember this one girl in particular, it was super weird. I refused to like respond to anything she sent to me. And then like 3 months later, she started texting me again. And I was like, I'm not talking to you. Like, I'm not, like, we're done. Like, I'm not going to communicate with you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to send you any text messages. It's over. Stop it. Like, you know? So, I remember that so distinctly. I'm actually getting, like, flashback memories to some of that stuff. But yeah, like, the point is that I was saying of bringing that up is that, like, when a girl treats me badly in a relationship, I'm over it. Like, the moment that it, like, I mean, there are times where it's like a girl can treat me kind of badly, and I kind of have to, like, have some time to be like, what's going on here? Like, are you, like, is this, like, a normal thing for you? You know, like, but, like, the moment that I realize, oh, this is a normal thing for you, we're done. And then that's it. I don't stick around for that kind of stuff. And then there's, like, stuff where it's, like, if it's a girl that cheats on me, the moment that once I find out that they've cheated on me, I get in touch with them. Usually it's in person. I don't think I've ever, like, had one of those situations where it's, like, over the phone or text or email or whatever. It's usually I meet them up with them in person, and I'm just like, we're done. It's over, and there's nothing you can do to, like, bring this back. Like, you've cheated on me. It's over. That's it. Goodbye. Like, we're done. You know, like, because that's just how I do things. So, like, that's just the kind of person that I am. So, you know, I don't know. But that was, like, a long time ago. So, like, I don't really... in all honesty, it's even weird thinking about it now, because that's stuff that I haven't thought about in crazy long. Like, crazy long. Like, there's some, like, women that I've dated within the last couple of years that I sometimes think about. But thinking about, like, those relationships that I had back in high school, this is, like, the first time in super duper long that I've thought about that stuff. Usually that stuff pretty much never crosses my mind, but here we are talking about high school days, and sure enough, it made me think of it. But yeah, I usually didn't take any kind of crap from women most of the time. I mean, like I said, like, there were times that I can think of where it's like I wasn't 100% sure of what was going on, so I'd like wait it out a bit until I realized, oh yeah, like, you're crazy, or oh yeah, like, you're abusing me, you know, like, and then I would leave. So, and sometimes it would even happen in ways where it's like I wasn't sure, and my friends would be like, bro, this girl is treating you terribly, you need to stop. And then I'd be like, all right, well, I trust my bros, so I'm just gonna say goodbye, you know? So there were a few that were like that as well. Zeus says, I didn't date in high school, I just wasn't going to put up with people's BS, so I just didn't try. I'm glad for it, too. Well, there you go. That's all good. I dated quite a bit in high school. I don't know. I was kind of a bad dude in high school. Like, I skipped a lot of classes, and it's like, I'm not trying to say that I was like hot shit in high school or anything like that, but, you know, I skipped classes, I was kind of a bad dude, I was a troublemaker, I was a class clown, and relatively popular with the ladies, and had a lot of friends in a lot of different places. So, you know, like, that's kind of what my high school... And I was also, like, I was a drama kid, and I was also in radio television, so, like, I kind of had, like, a lot of influence in a lot of different areas that involved myself with a lot of relatively popular people and things like that. So, you know, like I said, high school life was pretty alright for me. It worked out pretty good for me. But I did date a lot of ladies in high school. I mean, not a lot, but I mean, quite a few. Like, and of different levels of popularity as well. Like, I dated some, like, nerdy girls, and, like, I dated some, like, drama girls, and I dated a cheerleader. I also dated a nerdy, like, straight A girl, and I actually got in, like, she got in trouble for dating me, and I also got in trouble for dating her. And it was because me and her used to like skip classes together. And she was like a straight A student, so she was like this like straight A nerdy girl. She was really cute too, I remember. But what we didn't realize while me and her were dating and like skipping classes and seeing each other, we didn't realize it, but our parents knew each other. Like, we thought that our parents had no connection to one another whatsoever, but apparently, like, our parents were acquaintances. And, like, they were, like, exchanging information about what we were doing and, like, the trouble we were getting into. And it was, like, we ended up, like, having to, like, separate because of that stuff. I think it was, like, if I remember correctly, I think it was that, her mom was my dad's dentist or something like that. And, like, they were having both, like, apparently this, I think if I remember correctly, the story was my dad went in for dental work, and they were, like, I think it was, like, either her mom or, like, my dad were having a passing conversation, while my dad was getting dental work done, and they were talking about either me or her, and then they had the realization that, you know, like, oh my god, my son is dating your daughter. Oh my god, my daughter's dating your son. And, like, she's like, your son is a terrible influence on my daughter. Like, how dare you? And then, like, I remember my dad came home and he was like, son, I'm disappointed. I found out that the girl that you're dating her mother is my dentist, and she had awful things to say about you. Oh, man. Oh, gee whiz. I bet the thing is my dad watches all of the my dad watches all of the lounge streams. So I know that at some point he's gonna get to this point, and he's gonna, like, in a few days, maybe a week from now, he's gonna send me a text message and he's like, son? Like, I remember that. You're a very bad boy. I can tell you right now, Dad, I know you're looking at me right now saying all these things. In the future, you're looking at me right now, and you're probably laughing your ass off. My son was such a troublemaker. All right, let me catch up a little bit. It was not good. I did some pretty bad things in high school. Let's see. Maz says, I admit I cheated on a few guys. Naughty, naughty Maz. Naughty Maz. Bad girl. Bad girl. Cheated on a few guys, just used them for stuff like popularity and to date someone out of hatred I got for another girl, and say he rather have me than you to her to get in her head. Okay. I kind of get it. Can't say I've ever spite dated anybody. The only thing I can think of is that, like, and it wasn't like intentional. It was kind of a big mess. I dated this girl who was, it was actually a pretty big mess. In high school, I dated a girl who was dating my best friend at the time. And she cheated on him to date me. And it was really bad. It was like a big, nasty mess, to be honest. And I remember that when I came out of that whole thing, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Which is funny because in the future later on I did more stuff like that. It's not good. Not necessarily to my closest friends, but, you know, like I would see, there were a couple of times where I was seeing some ladies on the side that had boyfriends, and not good. Not good stuff. Don't get involved in stuff like that. It's not good. But yeah. It's weird. Zeus says, I hated high school, but I avoided fights probably because I've been taught to never cause trouble because I'm multiracial. I do have white privilege, but only when I look nice and behavioral. I have not heard the term white privilege in quite some time. It's been a while. I feel like people, luckily, thank God, don't really use that term that often. I mean, I wouldn't feel bad about that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. I hate it when people use the term privilege. Like, it's because it's like, listen, we're all people, okay? Like, that's the thing that I hate about this kind of stuff. Like, you know, like, you need to check your privilege. Like, you need to check your white privilege. Like, you need to, like, do this, like, blah, blah. And it's like, how about instead of, like, trying to shame people for, like, being a different race, or like whether it's black, whether it's white, whether it's whatever, like, how about we all just acknowledge that we're all people, you know? And that's kind of like a thing that I have, because I grew up with that mentality, you know? Like, my parents taught me really well, like my father and, you know, my mother and the people that I surrounded myself taught me that really well, is like, it doesn't matter, like, what color you are or what race you are or whatever. It's like, we're all people, you know? Like, we're all people. We're all living in the same world. We all have struggles. And, hey, what's up, Esperano? Good to see you, buddy. I just saw you walk in. But that's kind of like a thing that I've always, and like my best friend who I mentioned earlier, that I've been trying to hang out with, and it's been a little tough for him. He's just been a busy dude, and he was sick a while ago as well, so I understand that he hasn't been able to hang out. It's not a big deal, but he's very much on the same page with me about this kind of stuff, which is like, and we've had discussions about it a few times, which is like, we're all people. And we all just want, like, we're all surviving, and we're all trying to get through life, and we're all trying to be happy, and it's like, and when you start, like, trying to, like, bring up, like, you know, race as this major thing that needs to be judged no matter what side of it you're on, it's like, you're losing the fact that you're talking about people. You know what I mean? Like, You're no longer quantifying them as people. You're quantifying them as white people, or you're quantifying them as black people, or you know, whatever. It's like, the thing is you need to take the colored terms or the racial terms out and just acknowledge that the words that matter are the word people. They're all people. We're all people, you know? I don't know. It's just something that it just always bothers me that people do that. Maz says, I was a cheerleader in high school. The captains thought myself as tough and invincible and could control anybody. I mean, all right, if that's the kind of reputation you want to have, you know, you do you, girl. Whatever you want, girlfriend. It's all good. Xerox says, I think the popular kids hated me because I ignored them, normally had heavy metal in and really narrow-sighted, so they couldn't really blame me. I mean, I don't know. I never... See, I try to, like, sometimes think of, like, whether or not I was a conformist in high school, and because, like, I did all right in high school. And, like, I definitely have heard it's like, oh, well, the people that did all right in high school were, like, conformists. Like, they were conforming to the group mentality. And, like, I kind of, like, reflect on who I was as a person in high school, and there was never a time where I felt like I was a conformist, you know? Like, or I was conforming to, like, a herd mentality or anything like that. Because, like, in high school, I played Pokemon, and Pokemon was considered lame in high school, you know? Or, like, I played Magic in high school, like Magic the Gathering, and Magic the Gathering was considered lame in high school. Or, like, you know, like, I watched anime in high school as well, and people thought anime was lame in high school. So, like, I did a bunch of things that were not super popular when I was in high school, but I did fine. Like, you know, and I think it was just because I was kind of like an outgoing dude who was really friendly and kind of got along with everybody, no matter, like, what kind of group they were part of or, like, what kind of interests they had. So, like, I feel like that I was treated all right because of that. And like I said, like, you know, being a class clown and you know, just having a good time and you know, being wild or whatever, like, that kind of helped as well. But, I mean, I don't know. I never felt like I was, like, kind of like a herd conformist mentality kind of situation when I was in high school. I just kind of did whatever I feel like when I was in high school, and it worked out for me great. Like, it was fine. You know. Zeus says, did not waste my time if I was doing something. Okay. I could see that. I often was in the principal's office. I'd been called in a few times. I remember one of my favorite things was my eyes are sensitive to light change, like very small changes in light. And I was actually called into the principal's office because they thought I was high on drugs because my pupils were all dilated and weird because of my sensitivity to light. I remember I had to basically get checked to make sure that I wasn't on drugs and stuff like that. So it was pretty weird. I don't think I was ever in the principal's office that often. I remember being in the principal's office one time for getting into a fight. I also kind of remember being called into the principal's office due to being a bad student in class and causing disruptions. I kind of vaguely recall that as well, but you know, it's whatever. Rutherwood says, a girl's parents said break up with me. Oh, that sucks. I also remember a girl that I dated. Her parents hated my guts, which is funny because a lot of the girls I dated, their parents really liked me, except for a couple of them. Like I said, the dentist one really didn't like me. And I remember there was this girl that I dated who was part of like a rich family, and her parents, who were like stuck-up rich people, really did not like me. They really super did not like me at all. Because I remember having dinner with them and they were just not impressed. They were like, Daughter, I am disappointed with who you've brought home to dinner with us. You know, it was pretty funny. And I don't even remember being a particularly bad person when I met her parents. I just think they just really didn't like me. Or maybe she had said things about me, about like what I, like the kind of person I was, and they just were disapproving. I don't know. But I do remember that pretty good. Race is a social construct, it's just an idea. Yeah, like I said, people are just people. Like, that's how I've always kind of seen it, to be totally honest. I just get really annoyed, because, like, I know that, like, people's brains are all different, and so, like, people understand things and see things differently, but, like, the most important thing to me when I'm getting to know a person, like, any kind of person, is, like, what their personality is like, and like how smart are they, like can they like have an intelligent conversation with me and like have an interesting personality and things like that. But like, you know, like race and like ethnic background and things like that, they don't ever cross my mind when I'm like, because I've met plenty of great people of like different kinds of races who were like extremely intelligent and had great personalities and like were wonderful to talk with and spend time with. And a lot of them ended up like even being like a part of my group of friends, like growing up and things like that. And like I just never got it, because I was like, this is a chill person. Like, and the thing is too, is it's like I've met plenty of people that were of different races that were just awful people. But I've also met plenty of people of my skin color that were also awful people, because awful people exist. You know, like your race and ethnic background don't dictate whether you're an awful person. Like your personality and your intelligence dictate whether you're an awful person or not, you know? And I kind of try to, I don't try to, I just do. You know, I just judge people based on how they treat others and how they act and what their actions are and what kinds of things they say to other people or even to me, you know? And that's my overall level of judgment of people. It's not about like how you look, it's about, you know, how you act and how you speak, you know, or you know, things like that. So, but that's just kind of how I grew up. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just different for everybody. Like I said, different strokes for different folks. And, you know, if you're a racist bastard, then you're awful. Like, I'll be straight up about it. Like, you know, if you're racist and causing trouble for other people, then you suck, and I don't like you. And I don't care, like, what race you're racist against. If you're a racist person against any kind of race, doesn't matter what kind of race it is. If you're racist, then you suck. Like, that's just, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, straight up, if you're, you know, basically, if you're a bad person, then you suck. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Sounds like people in high school think everything is lame. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't really know. Like, high school's a weird place. Like, I mean, there's a lot of cool things that are very cool that you can, like, reflect on that are cool. And, like, you know, high schoolers are like, I don't like it because it's, like, other people like it. You know? Like, that kind of, like, Pokemon is fun, but it sucks because it's for kids. And Magic is fun, but it sucks because it's for kids, because I say it's for kids. Or, like, you know, anime sucks because, you know, it's cartoons and it's for kids and it sucks. And it's like, yeah, go be an angsty high schooler somewhere else, please. Like, you know, I like liking things, okay? Go away. High school was a weird social change, more so because I switched from a mixed school population to almost entirely white and with hidden racism. Yeah, and I do know that, like, it's different in different areas, which really sucks. Like, I mean, I grew up most of my life in California. Like, I lived in California for 23 years, and I mean, I feel like it's kind of lucky. Like, it's a good thing that I grew up in California, because, like, for the most part, like, racism and stuff like that, like, doesn't exist in California. Like, it was pretty good growing up in the 90s and early 2000s for me in California, because I don't really ever feel like that there were many people around me or growing up alongside many people that were racist or anything like that. And I think that had a major impact on me, because it's like, when you understand, like when you grow up in an environment where there's not very many, like there's not very much racism or anything like that, it's like you don't even acknowledge that it exists a lot of the time, or at least for me that's how it was. Like I never really acknowledged that racism really existed, but it's like then when you start going to areas where, you know, racism is a problem, and you see stuff like that like on a regular basis, it like has a different impact on you, because it's like, oh well, you know, if you grow up in it and it's like, oh, this is normal, and it's like, yeah, like that's where it becomes a really serious problem. And it's like it's better to have the environment where, you know, that kind of stuff is just not prevalent, you know, which is obviously why it should just be eradicated, you know, like, and that's tough because you do have areas where, you know, like, oh, it's just the norm, and thus you bring more people growing up with it like it's normal, which is not really okay. And I mean, but I do also want to say that I think the counterpart to it is not good either. And when I say counterpart, what I mean is like I also really don't like it when you have people like promoting the idea that like racism needs to be eradicated to the point of where you're being racist in a different way. So like if you're a person who's like saying like if you're being like, for example, if you're being racist against white people because white people should always be looked at in that way because of whatever other ethnicity or race is involved, like I feel like that sentence didn't quite make sense, but it's like, you know, like all races should be treated equal no matter what. So like there's no reason to ever hate on any one particular race or ethnic group, no matter what the circumstances. You know, like for example, you can't group all white people just because, you know, like as being a problem just because some white people are racist, just like you can't like group all black people like because some black people are black. Yeah, I mean, some black people are racist is what I meant to say. I'm sorry. So like it's just like all around I don't like it, like genuinely. I really am not a fan, and I don't like it. I just really do think that like, and I'm speaking to the core here, like I do think that because I grew up in an environment that didn't really have racism or anything like that. Like I mean, I'm sure it existed, but it wasn't like this prevalent issue where, you know, you have to be concerned about it, and you know, it's in a growing up environment around children or anything like that. So I just, you know, like the fact that I was lucky enough to grow up in an environment where racism wasn't super prevalent, it makes me just realize that it's, you know, the sooner that it can be eradicated from the mentality and regular lifestyle of people in all areas, that's when you're going to start noticing that, you know, people are not concerned about it, and you don't have to like see it everywhere and be like, it would just be gone, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that's how we needed it to be. But I don't know. I'm kind of getting lost in my thoughts, and I'm also trying to make sure that I don't say anything wrong or stupid, or that could be misinterpreted. So I guess the overall statement I really want to make is racism's bad, yo. Don't do it. Like, don't be prejudiced against anybody for any particular reason, unless they're like, you know, murdering people or doing wrong things to children or something like that. Like, you can be you know what? You can be awful and mean to people who are murdering other people and who are doing awful things to children. That's what I'm okay. Like, you can be awful to those people. That's okay. Like, if you're murdering people or you're being terrible to children, you deserve to be treated awful, you know? Because that's not okay. Anyways, let me go ahead and read a little bit more. Maz says, Hobbs, I told you about my childhood. You did. High school days to really punish the world because was hurting, you know? Yeah, I know the feeling. Like, I mean, you know, sometimes life can be pretty rough when you're growing up, and I know, Maz, you definitely told me about some of that stuff for sure. Like, you PM'd me and we talked about it. But yeah, you know, you just kind of have to do your own thing and figure out where you belong and things like that. Zeus says, some old lady asked me to come clean her house right after I walked out of the graduation ceremony. That's weird. I mean, I wouldn't immediately say that it's racist, but it's definitely weird and off-putting. I don't know. That's very strange. It's okay, Zoo. I would definitely be really off-put and upset that some random person was like, hey, I noticed you graduated. Would you like to come over and clean my house? And it's like, do you want to lick me? Like, go away. Go away, weirdo. Go be weird elsewhere. I don't want anything to do with you. Like, go be a freak of nature somewhere else, okay? Yeah. That's so weird. I'm sorry you had to deal with that, Zoo. That really sucks. Like, that's just some person just being a freaking weirdo, and that's not cool. What's up, Gage? Glad to see you in here. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you earlier. Unfortunately, we ain't gotta know what people of other nations know. We don't deal with it like they do. I grew up here, bro, around some racists, but I never was. Silly thing to not. Yeah, I mean, I totally get that, Gage, and I do know that, in our particular area, racism is kind of a big deal. Like, my best friend has talked to me about it a few times where he's like, he had to grow up with it, and it really sucks. But the fact that he had to grow up with it, and it seemed so wrong to him while growing up, he's actively against that kind of stuff. And, like, he makes sure that, like, when he sees racism or anything like that, he does everything in his power to stamp it out. And I really respect him for that. Because it's not cool. Like, it's not okay to be that way. It's not okay to, like, hate on people because of how they look or what their skin color is or whatever. Like I said, I think it's okay to judge people based on like mentality, like personality and stuff like that, because that's who they are. That's who they actually are. But like, judging somebody on physical appearances is not an okay thing to do. Like, it's super not. And the thing is like, I'll even go as far to like say that goes further than just like skin color. Cause like I've met some people who were treated badly because they're not the most attractive people in the world, you know? But the thing is like, there are many people that I've met in my life who are also not extremely attractive looking, but they're good people. You know, and like I liked spending time with them and hanging out with them. And even now, like, I on a regular basis, like every once in a while I meet somebody who like doesn't look the most attractive, or like they're kind of like, you know, suspicious looking, or like maybe not suspicious, but you know, they're just a little off-putting on appearance, but they're just good people. And the thing is you have to take a moment to be like, let this person talk to me, you know? Like, let this person kind of talk to me and communicate with me, and then I can judge them if their personality sucks or if they're just acting like a jerk or whatever. Like, then I can start judging them, you know? But, like, I just think that, like, it's the classic rule, right? Everybody always says never judge a book by its cover, and that's how I feel about it, you know? Like, and that goes for all types, you know? It goes for everything... Every kind of person involved with, no matter what their appearance may be. Like, get to know them first, and if they're a scumbag after you get to know them, then yeah, you can hate on them because they're a scumbag. But I don't like the idea of people being judged on, like, their appearance. I think it sucks, you know? Let's see here. Catch up a little bit here. Like, someone for... Don't cut it, actually, to be honest. Okay. I don't know what you mean by that, Gage, but it's all good. Zoo, screw her. She angry because of your success. There you go. There you go. Zoo, you're just better than those kinds of people, you know? When people treat you bad because of your appearance, like, they suck, and you don't want to involve yourself with them. So it's like, thank you for letting me know that you're a terrible person and I don't have to be around you anymore. Like, you did me a favor, so bye. I will never be a part of your life ever again. Goodbye. Like, you know? So, I mean, they're giving you the opportunity to make the decision to never be a part of their lives ever again, and that's probably a good thing. Zeus says, she also told my dad that Hispanic men should be seen... Oh, that's awful. Now that right there is genuinely not okay. That's not okay. I don't know. See, like I said, because like I always like to say, and I've said it in other streams before, is like, every single person's brain is completely unique from every other person's brain. And so it's like, you literally, as you are as a person, you literally cannot fathom how any other person would think outside of yourself. Like, you have no idea, like, what that person's brain is going through to come up with the thoughts that they come up with and the actions that they do and the things that they say. Like, you literally can't fathom it, because every brain processes information completely unique from every other brain. So, like, you know, I say that because it's that you can't understand what those kinds of people are thinking when they say awful things like that. Because, you know, like, I like to think the idea of, you know, not being racist and not judging people by their appearance is a totally easy thing to conceive. Because for me, that's normal, right? And for a lot of you guys, like, I would assume pretty much all of you guys, like, that's pretty normal too, right? But there are genuinely people that, like, and it's sad to think about it this way, but there are genuinely people who probably can never understand the idea of being that way. You know, like, they can never understand the idea of not being racist, or they can never understand the idea of not judging somebody by their appearance. And that's really sad. And it's something that it's like no matter what you say and what you do to try and change those people, it's like it's hardwired in their brain to be that way, and you can't change it, you know, and that really sucks. But that's also just kind of how it is. And eventually I think that a lot of it, like I said, I think a lot of it is part of the environment, you know, like there are some environments that are like where I grew up where racism didn't matter. Like, no, like racism basically didn't exist. But then I know, like I said, like what Gage just said, like he grew up in an area that racism was a normal thing, but he on his own was able to conceive that that's not okay. But I think that there are also lots of other people who grow up in that kind of environment, and it's just hardwired into their brain that this is normal and this is okay. And I think that we have to finally get to a point where not necessarily that we're, like, even the people who bring it up, like that it's a problem and it needs to be attacked and deleted, are kind of still promoting that it's this existing problem, and therefore promoting the idea that it still exists. You need to be able to create an environment where not only does it not exist, but also people don't talk about it and don't make themselves a part of it. And once you can do that, it's like you then create an environment where people don't conceive of the idea of it existing, you know? And that's where you want, you know, your children to kind of grow up and you know, not necessarily that they need, like, not only get rid of racism from their daily environment, but also not hammer it into their heads that racism exists and you have to be against it, you know, all the time. Like, I mean, it's good to tell them that it's wrong. Like, I can say that as a kid, I was told racism is wrong, you know, clearly. But the thing is it's not like my parents sat me down every single day and reminded me that it's wrong, you know? And, like, it wasn't like as if, like, people out in my regular environment were constantly reminding me it was wrong. Because if you create an environment where nobody talks about it and nobody thinks about it, and you know as a normal thing that it's wrong and you just keep it in mind, but it's not constantly in your face all the time, I think that's how you get rid of it. Because it stops existing. It stops being this thought that everybody needs to constantly remember about. And I guess I'm creating a problem by talking about it so much. I don't know. But like, that's the thing, is because I'm not trying to, like, promote an agenda. I just genuinely think it's not okay. Because that's how I grew up and that's how I understand it. So, you know. Zoo laughs at the fact that she made her day terrible with her own success. There you go! Revel in the success, you know? Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude. That's right, be miserable because my life is so much better. So this one day as a kid, I got in trouble at school. This is Ratha Wood saying this, for saying some dumb racist stuff I heard my parents/grandparents say. Then I realized my family kind of sucks and I need to think for myself. There you go, Wrathwood. But sometimes that's good too, because like being punished for that stuff kind of like wakes you up and makes you realize like I need to not do this, you know, and that's a good thing. Lots of books, different covers. I agree. There you go, Maz. That's a good mentality. My success is great too. Made the dean's list every quarter, and before that I graduated with my associates with honors. Damn, girlfriend, you successful as hell, girl. Holy shit. Nice. Living that success life, Zoo. Damn. Good job. Maz says, Zoo, that could get you in some trouble, so just like with Fajuk. Oh, yeah. I noticed when you deleted it. It's all good. Even currently have 99 to 100% in all my current classes. Damn, girl. You scary smart. Can't say the same for me. I try to be smart, but, clearly, in the last, the last stream I did, I made a terrible, like, I said a stupid math thing, and it made me look really dumb, so whatever, that's my life, I guess. I try really hard to not be a dumb idiot, you guys, I try really hard. I like to think that I'm pretty smart, but at the same time, I say stupid stuff, so whatever. But damn, Zoo, you smart as hell. Kinda jelly. Gage says, I meant I didn't mean to say it was silly. Silly doesn't cover how ridiculous and not right it is. Yeah, I kind of figured you probably meant something like that. It's not cool, Mike. It's not cool. But yeah. I've talked with a few people about it in real life, like because, like, I grew up with a mixed group in California. Like, you know, like, a lot of my friends, like, I had a lot of very nice, like, Mexican friends, and I had a couple of really nice black friends, and, you know, I had a bunch of Russian friends, too. Like, you know, so, like, and I had a few Asian friends as well. And, so, like, you know, growing up in California in the area that I did, like, it was literally, like, for a lot of us, for like almost all the people that I grew up with, including myself, like our mentality was we're all people and we all live in the same kind of lifestyle. Like, you know, our parents make around the same amount of money. We all go to school at the same school. You know, we're all interested in the same kinds of activities. Like, you know, we're just friends, and like what you look like doesn't matter because we all have the same interests and we all have the same relative level of intelligence, and we all kind of have like personalities that click and mesh, you know? So like how it is that we appear to one another doesn't say anything towards who we are as people, you know, as personalities. So that's just kind of how I grew up. I grew up surrounded by many different kinds of people, and I don't regret it, and I really appreciate having grown up with the people that I grew up with, because they impacted my life pretty heavily in a good way. Sometimes not so great, but for the most part, they were good people that I got along with really well. Maz says, wasn't around racism as a kid, but so many sexism, though. I mean, that's another thing that I wasn't really thinking about. I feel like I didn't see a lot of sexism when I was growing up. I don't know. There are times where I really think that, like, what felt like normal to me when I was growing up as a kid was apparently, like, lucky, I guess? Like, there wasn't really much sexism or racism in the area I grew up. Like, I hung out with lots of different kinds of ladies as well, and like, not really much sexism or racism. Really, seriously. I think I was just lucky. Like, I want to say that I, you know, got the lucky draw on growing up in an area where racism and sexism was just not a thing. You know, like, you knew that it existed, right? But you didn't experience it on a regular basis, and I feel lucky to have grown up in a place that way. And, like, I mean, you know, like, there's always jokes, you know, like, obviously, but nobody took it seriously. You know, like, nobody made a racist joke and was considered a racist afterwards, and nobody made a sexist joke and was considered a sexist afterwards. Like, jokes are jokes, and all the people that I grew up with were relatively treated equal. Unless there's some mysterious thing that I didn't know about, where some of the people around me growing up were treated badly and they just didn't say anything about it. But that was not something I experienced in my life, like growing up as a kid and a teenager, legitimately. But I guess I can only chalk it up to luck, I guess. I don't know. Zeus says, my parents taught me to respect people till they disrespect me or others. It's been my motto for years. That makes sense. Like, you know, like I said, it's the classic thing of just, you know, like, don't judge a book by its cover, but like the moment that they start, you know, treating you badly based on their personality or level of intelligence, then it's just like, well, you're a not cool person and I don't want to be involved with you, you know? And then you just remove yourself from their life and then you're good to go, you know? So, but I totally get that, and I think that's an overall good mentality to have, and it's cool that your parents were really cool about that, to teach you that way. My parents did too. Like, my parents also raised me to kind of judge people based on personality and intelligence rather than based on appearance, and I feel lucky that my parents did that for me. Gage says, like you said, judge someone on who they are, what they act like. Thank you for being so good, bro. Totally, man. I mean, like, I definitely, I appreciate that people, like, you know, say like, you know, like, thank you for being good. And it's like, I get that and I appreciate the compliment, but also, like, that's just what I grew up with. Like, that's literally like normalcy. Like, and it's weird because, like, knowing that that's not normal everywhere is mind-boggling to me. And I mean, I don't know. I try my best to surround myself with people who, you know, think in that particular direction. And usually I feel like I come out pretty good. It's very rare that I meet somebody who is just a scumbag through and through. And it does happen. I've definitely met some people who are scumbags through and through. Like, you know, judging people based on appearance, or just, you know, not being nice to others is a big one. Like, just being a self-centered, egocentric jerk is definitely a big one, for sure. But also just not treating people right is definitely a major turnoff in my brain from whether or not you're a good person. And, like, you know, I think that that's just something that should be normalized in the sense, like, the mentality of judging people based on personality and intelligence should be a normal thing, you know? And I mean, it's also good to like when you judge somebody on having a bad personality, or, you know, just making ignorant or arrogant commentary or whatever, I should also state that you shouldn't treat those people terribly either, you know? Because, like, you know, if you meet somebody who's really terrible, and then, like I said, it's also a thing where it's like, if they're a danger to other people's lives, then you should probably, you know, make sure that they're treated like, if they're a physical danger to people, then it's a major problem, and that needs to be handled probably through the justice system or whatever. But I don't believe in the idea of, like, I believe in the idea of, if somebody is a bad person, you need to remove yourself from that situation. You know, like, I believe in the idea of removing yourself from the situation, but not making the situation worse by, you know, attacking them or giving them a bad time or anything like that. So, you know, but that's just me. I mean, I don't know. I know that there's a lot of people out there who think or believe that, you know, things like that need to be attacked head on, you know, or argued against, or whatever, or eradicated, you know, based on, you know, like, commentary and things like that. But that's not how I see it. I think that it's just like, those people should be left alone, and, like, kind of, in a sense, I think I'm using this word correctly, ostracized. I think that's the correct, which is basically like, you know, remove yourself from them and inform the people around you that you care about that they should also remove themselves from that person. And eventually those people kind of are left to their own devices and left to themselves, and they can't really influence other people or become a problem for other people usually. So that's just my overall mentality for it. Zoo says, I'm going to be a teacher, so I hope I'm smart. Yeah, you sound like you're smart, Zoo. Damn, girl. Come on. Give yourself some credit. I mean, you probably are because you're laughing at it. But yeah, you smart, girl. You smart. You smart. Maz says, I lost a few friends because other people were bashing them and they did. Yeah. That's really rough. Yeah. That's not the solution. Like, you know, like, there's been some tough moments in my life for sure, but I've also always known that, you know, it's important to keep on keeping on because, you know, like, you can't know what's going to happen in the future because there were a lot of people who were, like, depressed and, you know, like, there were a lot of people who went through high school growing up and stuff like that were really depressed and thought they would never come out of it, and then they become adults and then their lives become amazing, you know? So it's that, like, you can't know what the future is, you know, what the future holds. And the thing is like, everybody's going to die someday, right? Like, every person has, you know, a certain amount of time on this planet, and you never know when it's going to come to you. So, like, why do you want to rush to that, you know? Like, there's probably, you don't know what the future is going to hold. You never know what kind of path you're going to pave in the future. And that path that you may pave in the future could be a really, really good one. So, like, why do you want to end that prematurely? You know? Like, stick it out. See what it's like. You're going to die someday anyways. Why speed it up? You know? So, that's kind of how I look at it. But, guys, I do have to go. Glad to see you, Helper Gamers. You're just in time for the ending. I know that this conversation got a little deep and weird, and I know I talked about some heavy topics like, you know, racism and things like that, but just know, guys, that, you know, my opinions come out of a good place from my heart. I think that, you know, racism is not okay, and judging people on appearance is not okay, and I do feel like that's a good message to spread overall, is that, like, you know, treat each other like people. You know, we're all people, and we're all kind of living our life to the best of our abilities. And just remember that whenever you see, you know, a person, just remember that they're a person just like you. Like, you know, like, your brains may function differently, but they're people too, you know? So, people are people, and that's how it should be. And remember, you're a person, you're a people too. That's the message I want to. So go out, be good to yourself, be good to the people around you, and remove yourself from the problem, and be good to one another. Okay. So I'm going to say all my normal stuff, which is, guys, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Just like I always say, please smash that like button. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Tell me your opinions on some of these heavy topics if you want to. Keep it nice and clean. If you do leave a comment, keep it nice and clean, okay? Seriously. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, you know? We have a good time here. We all hang out, and we have a good time, and we're all here for one another, and this community is awesome, and we're building it up constantly, and it's a good time. It's a good time. So join the community, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you guys can know when I'm going to go live or make videos or whatever the hell it is that I'm doing. Check in the description below for all of my wonderful links, such as my Streamlabs and PayPal. All donations go towards improving the channel, which is greatly appreciated. I've recently received some nice donations, which are definitely going to help me build the channel up better. I'm planning on getting some new equipment. Might be looking into some new software as well. Things are going to improve, just like always. What else? My wonderful Patreon members. I love them so much. Join the wonderful Patreon and donate to me regularly so I can improve the channel. And my wonderful Patreon members are ya boy Lettuce, Bo Falcon, Fajuk Enterprises, James P, and the wonderful Miss Rebecca. And the very last thing I'm going to do is, guys, I gotta shill. I'm so proud. I put a lot of work into this, okay? So I gotta shill. So please, let me shill real quick. Have you guys seen the new Bad Damp merch? Check out the Bad Damp collection. There's a link down below, right below the donation links and the Patreon links. So check out the Bad Damp collection. I'm really proud of it. I know it looks really simple, but I did put some work into that artwork. I had to find the video that I did where the Bad Damp saying came from. I had to find the images, and then I had to recreate them, because I couldn't take them from the video. And I also couldn't find any pre-made sprite art, so I had to do it all on my own. So check out the Bad Damp collection. It looks really cool. If you are hip and happening with the Bad Damp, get yourself some Bad Damp collection. You know what I'm saying? Xerox is down with the Bad Damp. Hell yeah. Alright, guys. So other than that, last thing I'm going to say is, once again, be good to one another. Okay? Seriously. Be good to one another. And most of all, follow your dreams, guys. Okay? Habanero, signing out. Have a good night, everybody. Goodbye.